So let's start. Hello. So yeah, I'm Kalini Bhatia. I'm currently working as a project manager, business analyst in Echonlabs Private Limited. So in this session, I'll give you all a little introduction to our company and what we do. And then Ranul and Nipun will talk about their experience as interns in our company to give you all a little idea of our company and how's the life of our company employees. So let's start. So Echonlabs, we are a software company comprising of vibrant, enthusiastic, and extremely talented engineers, designers, and innovators. Our motivation and passion is driven at the sight of our satisfied customers and on how much of an impact we can make to make this world a better place. So Echonlabs has been helping businesses and ideapreneurs with digitization and realization for more than 5 years. So about our recruitments, we source, recruit, and train our talent carefully to ensure that the smartest minds come together to build the next generation of software. So talking about our journey and our milestones. So in 2017, Echonlabs were founded as an undergraduate tech startup in Sri Lanka. And in 2018, we were funded by bootstrapping and we won both local and international awards for innovation. In 2019, Echonlabs Private Limited were registered as a limited liability company in Sri Lanka. So coming on to 2020, we partnered with the largest insurance company in Sri Lanka as sole InsurTech software solutions provider. So in 2021, we expanded into United Kingdom as Echonlabs UK Limited. So talking about our growth and employee count as a tech startup, our company has been exponentially growing since its founding. So with the expansion of our client base and the growing needs of our clients, we have ensured that we have the ability to cater to their requirements by scaling up our talent. So currently, we have an employee count of around 50, and by the end of this year, we are planning to scale up the employee count up to 80. So it is a good opportunity to you all to consider joining EL at this rapidly growing moment. So as Echonlabs, we are on a mission to build world-class software using state-of-the-art technologies that changes the world. So we help businesses scale greater heights. So talking about our services, mainly we provide web design and development. So our clients can showcase their presence online beyond their work hours to their potential customers. So utilizing latest technologies, our web development team will provide our clients with a beautiful and efficient website or an e-commerce site that will enable them to reach wide customer base and boost their businesses. So some of our work. So as started, we have Janata Estates Development Board, Clean Park website, GlassGuard, and Blue Sun Solutions. So in e-commerce platforms, we have Clean Park, DetailStore.lk, Ravana.lk, and Moscow. So, and we have developed ProTech as custom tailored for Janashakti. So talking about our services more, we provide mobile application development. So our clients can get more closer to their customers by bringing their businesses to their fingertips. So our clients can reach more customers when they go mobile, and our skilled mobile app development team will make that happen. They will develop both iOS and Android apps that align with UI UX principles to give a smooth end user experience. So our most recent work is Janashakti Life app. Maybe some of you all have even used this app. So talking about like giving a little introduction to this app. So through this mobile app, the customers of Janashakti Life can make claims, view the claim process, view details of their claims, view payment history, and even make payments. and even upload relevant documents to their claims. So simply, anything and everything regarding claims from customer side can be done through this mobile app, making the process very easy for our client. So our services also include enterprise software solutions. So to get organized, connected, and we provide the best service to our clients in our own way. So enterprise software solutions will always make our clients' life easier as the business owner by reducing the hassle of managing everything. So our software needs to adapt to their clients' business workflows and not the other way around. And that's why our bespoke solutions are just right for our clients. So talking about our work in ERP solutions, we have some of our product platforms across different domains and industries. So in insurance domain, we have developed a group business process automation system for Janshakti Life. So in this system, claim process from Janshakti side from start to end is managed, like quotation generation, underwriting process, and even the servicing process. So we also developed an agent performance management system. So in this system, performance of all the agents in Janshakti Life are recorded, managed, and evaluated. So the agents can log into the system to log their monthly targets, activities, and achievements so that their work are evaluated at the end of the month and throughout the year. So talking about more, we have developed an interest premium calculator for bank and financial institute for Janshakti Life. So talking about our products in automobile domain, we have developed an enterprise resource planning system. So for Kinetech, and a customer relationship management system for CleanPark. So in CleanPark system, all the customer details and booking details are managed through this system. So customers can self-register to this system, enter their details of the vehicles, and also they can make bookings by giving all the instructions to the CleanPark side. So, and then CleanPark agents can log into the system and manage those bookings. So our work in real estate domain, we have developed a condominium management system for Janshakti Limited and Kelsey Homes. So in this system, all the details of the condominiums are recorded and managed, such as details of the condominiums, the quotations generated for each condominium, the reservations made, and also the payments made for each condominium can be waived and also managed through the system. Also, the agents of Janshakti Limited can send information about condominiums and promotions to customers as well through this system. So, talking about our work in education sector, we also have developed learning management systems. So we have developed the Learn IT, Learn Online by Sakya, and Sakya LMS, and also I Learn for Janashakti Group HR. So talking more about our services, we do research and development to move forward in a world that is rapidly changing with technology. So if any of you have an idea that you will believe will take the world by storm, then you are at the right place at Echonlabs. We have the passion and the experience in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other latest technologies to turn your idea into a successful reality. We do artificial intelligence, blockchains, data analytics, and also Internet of Things. So we provide IT consultancy for our clients as well. So if any of our clients having doubts regarding the current technology adaptations at their businesses, they don't have to worry. Our team can help them with identify, recommend, and suggest a sustainable approach to digital transformation their organization by providing insight and statistics to help them make informed decisions. So incubation, we help to build a minimum viable products for our clients, and we make their idea fast and then help them to scale it up as their business grows. So our process at Echonlabs Labs is based on agile development. So first we do our requirement gathering. We sprint out our client requirements and work on understanding their problems from a ground level. Then comes the designing phase. The requirements are put into a design that not only solves our client problems, but also gives a pleasant end user experience. Then comes the developing phase. So in this phase, we bring out the designs into a reality infused with the state of the art to the art of engineering. Then comes the quality assurance, ensuring that the requirements are met above and beyond the expectations. Then finally comes the review and repeat phase. We present and discuss the progress with the client and enhance or move on to the next sprint. So at Echonlabs, this is the tech stack we use. We use the latest frameworks, tools, and technologies and platforms across our systems. So such as Angular, React Native, Express.js, MongoDB, and Node.js. So here are some client testimonials. So if any one of you wants to know more about Echonlabs Private Limited, you can contact us through this information. And also our job vacancies are uploaded through our website and our social media. So if any one of you are interested in joining Echonlabs, you guys can keep an eye open for that as well. So this marks the end of the introduction of our company. So let's hand over the session to Ranul and Nipun to talk about their experience as interns in our company. So over to you, Ranul or Nipun.
Hello, hi.
Hi, Ranul.
Hi,
Nipun.
I'm Nipun. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can clearly see you.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Kalnia sir. And good morning, all of you. I'm Vishalinder. I think these days you are hoping to find an internship. And at that time, I also had a great need to find an internship soon as you all. Finally, I got a chance to join with Echonlabs and trainee software engineer when I searching the internship. When I start my works here, I did not know anything about the works going on here. So because here we are mainly working in mean stack. So at that time, I did not know anything about Angular actually. So, and I did not have much experience with JavaScript also. But at the beginning, Echonlabs provided me a good training on those subjects, and I got a chance to engage in different kind of projects and learn a lot of things. I must say, Echonlabs is a great place for you all to have your internship, and here you will have the opportunity to work on various projects and develop your knowledge in great extent. And mainly, I also want to tell you our staff, we have very, very friendly staff and very supportive. So senior engineers are also so friendly. We can get any help at any time we want. And they teach us the best coding practices and how to code in proper coding standards. So I think if you join with EL, you will have a great work experience and you can have great knowledge about the coding standards and how to be a senior developer or whatever you want. It's best practices they use us. And I think this is the best place for you all to be success, and I think this is the best place for an intern to learn. So yeah, that's it what I want to say, and thank you very much and good luck for you all. And I will invite Kalani to continue this one. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nipun. So, Ronald, this is your chance to express your ideas and talk to your juniors.
Hello, can you see me?
Yeah, Ronald, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kalani. So, hi, good morning. I'm Ronald Sandeepa. So, speaking about the experience I had with Echonlabs for the past few months, I learned a lot of things and got to work with a lot of experienced people, and it's a really good experience, and it's a really good chance to work here because like we can learn a lot of new things, and got to like the people here are very friendly, and supervisors are very, very friendly, and they always prioritize our work and our studies. What I mean by prioritizing our studies is like when I started working here, they gave me a course to follow, and like after that they put me into the project. So like they are not straightly putting in your project and like work on these like that. Like they gave us some study materials, and it's a really big help for the task that they assign you. And another thing is they don't want us to just to complete tasks and move to the next task. Like they always saying try different ways to complete task, and use the best way to complete it. And what they're saying is just don't complete the task, like try new things and research and get something for yourself, so that way we can learn new ways to do that. And that's a really good practice, especially for our final year project. We have to use like really good coding practices. So Echonlabs is a very good place for the internship, and you can get really good knowledge. And another thing is like if we stuck somewhere and like we need help, they do like to help, and they share their knowledge with us. Sometimes the supervisors are like putting KT sessions that are going to like 1 or 2 hour KT sessions, and they sharing their coding practices and best practices, and teaching new stuff, and that's a really good thing. So yeah, this is a good place to work, and you can get a really good experience. So yeah, thank you.
We are Virtuan. We have really happy to join with you today. So let me introduce us first. I am Isuru Sapumal. I'm also from IIT. And we have Romario here. He's representing our marketing department of Virtuan. And then we have Shinali and Ushan here. They are interns from IIT from last year batch. So I hope to share with you all about the company, what we are doing here, and the technology stack that we are using, what you can learn from us, and as well as the experience from our last year interns. They will share it with you. And without wasting much of time, let's start the session. Before that, I want you all to know that we are working on a pre-beta release in Virtuan, which will happen on next Wednesday. So we didn't have much time to prepare all the content for you, but as I told you, we will share the key points and the key areas that you should know where if you are planning to work with Virtuan. So first of all, Romario will give you a brief introduction about the company, our product. We are a no-code, low-code platform developing company. So Romario will give you all a brief introduction about our background and our product. So Romario, it's over to you.
Okay, thank you, Sapama. Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible. So just to give you all a quick update. So basically we are a low-code, no-code platform. And just to clarify that, and let me share my screen so that we can get straight to the presentation. Can everyone see my screen and the presentation view?
Yes, Mr. Romario, we can clearly see your presentation.
I can't hear you, Jan.
Yes, Mr. Romario, we can clearly see your presentation.
Okay. Is it just me or I think I can't hear you.
Unmuted.
Okay, now I can hear you. Okay. Okay. So Virtuan, we are a no-code, low-code platform, right? And the ultimate goal is to be a completely no-code platform. And just to get an idea how, I'm not sure if you could just, maybe react with a raise of hands. How many of you all think that going no-code would probably be an issue to other developers and things like that? There are sometimes fears that I think one of the most Google things when it comes to no-code is like, will no-code replace a developer, right? Just a show of hands of like, how many of you think that or feel threatened by no-code in terms of development? Anyone?
I hope everybody is familiar with the term of low code, no code. So Romario will
Yeah.
also give you an introduction about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep listening.
Okay. So I hope all of you all know what no code is, but just to give you all a brief introduction. So no code basically is, so you basically use development instead of using hard coded stuff. You would have like pre-built modules that you would use, and it takes out the repetitive work, right? In simple terms, like every time you need to go and put something together, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? I mean, every time you build a car, people don't go and look at the wheel and say, okay, how do we make the wheel, right? You start from that point onwards. And that is the basic concept of, and the point of no code, right? Where you kind of streamline your development process and your workflows, and yes, you reduce the amount of repetitive work that goes into it, right? And by doing so, you remove the possibility of having, let's say, additional bugs, you reduce the number of cycles, and by reducing that on a business point of view, you would reduce the cost and also the time that goes into a project, right? That is just a basic overview. Okay. So when it comes to no code, right, it's basically making digitization fast and accessible, right? Because right now, when it comes to building system, it takes a long time, right? I'm sure all of you are familiar with it. I'm sure all of you all have built enough of projects during the past couple of years, right? And you all know the time that goes into it. I mean, our most beloved thing out of all are those bugs that pop up here and there, right? And then we end up trying to fix that. And how many of you all actually, I'm sure all of you all can relate to this as well, right? Every time you all get something, you would go online, search it, find a code base, copy paste, and then run from that point onwards, right? I see Jayana smiling, right? I think she's relating to it very much. But I'm sure all of you all can relate to that, right? So one of the things that no code does is removes the necessity to do that, okay? Because you have a base to work from, okay? And you can focus on building a better product, right? Because you're not building the skeletons, you're not building the organs from this thing, you're putting it together. And then you can focus on delivering the best product to solve a specific problem, okay? So one of the key points or the key factors that no code brings into the world is rapid digitization, right? And I'm sure all of you know that right now digitization happens, it needs to happen fast, right? And then you have affordable development, right? So no code reduces the cost that would go into development. Like I said, it reduces the number of cycles, it reduces the amount of QA that needs to happen, right? So as a result, you have a better affordable option available. The other thing is requirement design interlinked mapping. What does that mean, right? So one of the things that we have identified as a problem in today's world is when you bring forward an issue, right? And then it starts moving, right? From the BA to the project leads, and project leads will basically spread the word out into the developers. And during that process, at certain points, the requirement is lost, right? And then people are, they are not solving the main problem, okay, but which the requirement was based off of. They start solving technical problems, right? Fixing bugs, etc., etc. And they get so caught up in this that sometimes during that entire workflow, they lose focus on what the actual problem is they were trying to solve, right? So by automating some of that work, right, you take out the need, and so you basically remove the factor that the requirement is sometimes lost during the development, right? And you have a better product suited to solve that specific problem. Okay. So the problem, development is reserved for a few individuals who have studied programming / coding extensively, right? That is one of the problems that no code solves, right? The thing is, I'm sure all of you all will think, okay, if that, does that mean that anyone can take let's say a problem and then build a solution for it, an app or a system or whatever? That's not the case, right? I mean, from our research and from our testing, we have realized that you need to have some sort of a technical background, right? So definitely developers are needed, okay? But for example, if you want to quickly put something together, let's say a BA wants to put something together and test something before they build a specific system for it, you can do it through no code. And right now there are enough of other platforms that what do you call this, do this or do something similar to it, right, in some form. Like even most of the biggest project management or enterprise resource management softwares have a no code module built in, right? Okay. The other thing is digitization is a costly and time consuming affair. Use the number of cycles spent iterating, right? I'm sure all of you all have gone through that process where you'll start with one thing and then you need to keep refining till you get the best possible outcome, right? The other thing is maintenance is very costly, right? When it comes to digitization, maintenance is very costly, but that has to, basically that cost has to be dropped eventually, right? To some extent, if the world is supposed to progress, that needs to happen, right? And it will happen. And how that is happening right now is the emergence of no code. And this we discussed earlier. Link from the requirement to design and development is lost during the course of the project. Okay. So I haven't disclosed stage 4, right? As soon as you come on board, you find out what stage 4 is, right? But due to certain restraints, we have to keep stage 4 top secret, right? So it's like joining the CIA. As soon as you come on board of the startup, you'll get to know what stage 4 is. So until then, these are the stages that we have technically gone through, right? So stage 1, the solution that we built was an affordable no-code platform that gives access to source code, right? And stage 2 was a user-friendly interface with pre-built templates ready to deploy with modules. And stage 3 is a fully equipped cloud-based runtime. So this is where we are currently at. Okay, so stage 4 you can find out once you join us. Okay. So no-code platform to create full-stack applications that include domain data models, cloud-native microservices, API-driven solutions, enterprise integration, mobile and web front-end applications, AI-driven decision support. Sapuma will go into the details of this, and I will leave that to him. Okay, so this is the product, right? These are this is some of it, right? There's a lot more. The platform consists of mainly of 2 components: the editor and the runtime, which is basically a dev, QA, production portal. Okay. So digitization is the future, and no code is the future of digitization, guys. So I'll leave these for Sakumal to discuss. So the current market of no code is valued at $12.7 billion, right? This is according to Emergent Research in 2020. The estimated revenue of the segment is forecasted to hit 68 billion in 2028, right? And that is a journey that we're a part of, guys. We are part of basically the next era of development, and we'll be looking forward to also have you on board. So I will leave Sapumal to get into the technical details and give a better understanding of what we do. Okay, thank you very much. China, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Romario.
Okay.
Over to you,
Yeah.
Romario.
Yeah. Thank you, Romario. So as Romario explained, digitalization is the future, as you already know, and no code is the future of digitalization. So in here, you are developing the tools, and then the tools will develop the develop other solutions, softwares. All these things will be developed by the tools which we are developing. So once you all get in on board, you will have a better understanding and knowledge about what are the low-code, no-code platforms, and you can also Google it and see what are the interesting facts about no-code, no-code platforms and how easy you can develop a software using this platform. And in addition to the existing low-code, no-code platforms, we are providing a lot more features than the existing platforms in the market. So we are unable to share all the things with you since we are working on a pre-beta release, and we are doing our marketing and all these things these days. So if you get on board with us, we can share a lot more things with you, and how we are planning to automate each and every process in this software development life cycle, and from the point that you collect the requirement and up to the point that we deploy it in the production environment. So all of these things are will be taken care by Virtuan itself. So now I'll invite Shinali. She's an intern from I guess your senior batch. So she will share about the technologies and the concepts and the practices that we are using in Virtuan. So we have a huge technology stack since we are developing a low-code, no-code platform. We should be able to cater all the customer needs. Let's say it is different of customers has different of needs. Someone wants to deploy their solution in AWS, someone wants to get their source code in Angular, someone wants in React, someone wants to go to the domain driven design, and somebody wants to go to a waterfall design. Likewise, there are different types of approaches, technologies, and deployment technologies in the market. So as a low-code, no-code platform, we should be able to let them choose as they want and go with that. So therefore, we have a huge technology stack with us. So Shinali will share all these details with you now. Shinali, over to you.
Thank you, Sapma. So I'll be sharing my screen. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, you're audible, Shinali.
Okay. So I hope all you can see my screen. So Virtuan, as Sabumal said, we are not just a software development company. We are not just developing softwares. We are developing a platform that can develop softwares in turn. So we have a really huge technology stack, and I just want to give you a heads up. Just don't get scared by seeing the technology stack. So I'll move forward. So we do our backend development using Golang. So why not Java? Why not Python? Why not C++? So Golang is the future. Java, C++, those are past. So Golang has been the most desired language to learn for like 3 years in a row. and it is one of the top 10 most loved languages to use and third most popular in GitHub according to stars. Some of you guys might know about Golang. Some of you might not know about Golang. Actually, to be honest, I also didn't have a clear picture about Golang when I first came into Virtuan, but we had a really good training and all the resources are provided for you to learn Golang as well. So it is one of the fastest growing languages. Because of its simplicity, it is very simple. If you guys know Java, if you guys know Python, I know you already know that. So if you guys know them, it's just like a matter of time. Like you just have to spend few hours in one sitting just to get to know Golang. And Golang is it has fast execution due to high performance. You can learn more about how Golang internally works. This has something like JVM, a JDK. How does that work? You can Google it and you can learn it if you come to Virtual. And especially one of the main features in Golang is multi-threading and concurrency. So it is one of the highlighted features when it comes to other languages. And when we compare why Golang is so important and so easy to use other than the other languages, you can Google it and see how Golang use multi-threading and concurrency when compared to other programming languages in the field. And it has a really easy learning curve. As I said, you can just learn it in few hours, and it is the language of the cloud. As I said, Golang is the future and the world is moving towards cloud applications, right? So Golang is the language of the cloud. You can learn more about Golang and how it is comprehending with the cloud native architecture if you just Google it and see. So most of the tech big companies are using Golang. Google itself introduced Golang, and we have Apple, Facebook, Dropbox, the New York Times, BBC, and as you already know, Virtuan is also using Golang. So if we move on to front end and mobile development, we use Flutter, Angular, React. So when it's come to Flutter, Flutter is kind of new, and it's Google's free open source software development kit for cross-platform mobile application development. So it has really high performance and it is very scalable, and you can use the same code for all the platforms, for desktop applications, for iOS, for Android. So it's just a matter of fact about writing few codes, and you can like literally deploy them into many platforms. And when it comes to Angular, I am pretty sure that you guys already know about Angular. It is a full-fledged framework with all the required built-in tools, and I'm sure you guys know about the benefits, and you may have like crammed the benefits of Angular and React for your SVGP as well. So as I said, Angular has been in the field and has been a key player in the front-end development for many, many years. And when it comes to React, it is one of the most popular open source JavaScript library. So when it comes to companies, one of the key thing is that they are either fighting between Angular or React, and they are saying Angular is best, React is best. But in Virtuan, we use both of these frameworks to develop our solutions. And when it comes to UI UX design, we follow the latest trends and technologies when it comes to UI UX design, because at the end of the day, it does not matter like, yeah, it is matter like how good your backend is, but you know that when someone sees a solution or a project or something, the first thing that goes into our mind is the UI UX, right? So you need to have latest trends and technologies, and you need to utilize libraries and frameworks in order to provide a very good UI UX design. So at Virtuan, we are very, very cautious about developing UI UX designs according to the latest trends. So when it comes to databases, we use MongoDB, Redis, and MySQL. Those are like, I'm pretty sure you guys already know about the functionalities of these different kinds of databases. So MongoDB is an NoSQL database. It is really flexible due to its NoSQL functionality, and it is speed and scaling, and it is really easy to use. It's just like a JSON tree. You guys know what is JSON, right? So it's just like a JSON tree. So you have collections and you have many more components in MongoDB, and it is really easy to use. Then we have Redis, which is a fast and memory-based key value storage database. And then you guys already know MySQL. I'm sure you guys have learned it in uni as well. So it is RDMS and open source. And it is when it comes to MongoDB versus MySQL, due to multi-threading and multi-user functionalities, MySQL is more popular than MongoDB. So we at Virtuan follow microservice architecture. So the world is moving towards microservice architecture. It's not just about developing a monolithic application or client-server architecture project the way you learn in uni. So it is, when you come to the industry level, it is quite different from what we learn in university, because we learn about client-server architecture and monolithic applications, but the world has moved towards microservice architecture. So you guys need to know about microservice architecture. It is a must if we are gonna survive in this software industry. So Virtuan use microservice architecture, and it is basically breaking down your applications and projects into logical units and into small pieces, and it is really easy to handle. So it has more scalability, it is more extensible, and maintaining those logical units separately is really easy. And it has better performance because all the resources are decoupled, and it is cost effective. You can if you say we have Docker containers or something like that, and if you have to deploy this project or a microservice architecture project into Kubernetes, you can say you can like scale up and scale down resources according to each microservice. No, it's not just about handling the whole project as one. So it is really simple to handle, and it's really easy. So domain-driven design, some of you might know what domain-driven design is, some of you might not. It is a software design approach. So I can say that in university, it's more focused about developing codes and like programming stuff, right? But if you are going to go have a long journey in the software design industry, you must know about those design principles and design architectures. So domain-driven design is one of the key principles or key design principle in the world, and the world is quietly quickly going forward towards the DDD or domain-driven design. And in Sri Lanka, we have several companies dealing with DDD, but the thing is, most of them are not following DDD properly. But here in Virtuan, we strictly follow domain-driven design, so you can put your theories into action, and you can see your theories, what you have learned in your textbooks and everything in real life. So it's not just about coding and copy pasting codes from Stack Overflow or GitHub, or it's not just about being a developer. You need to know the solution architecture when it comes to domain-driven design. So if you are willing to join Virtuan, I think you might. So if you're willing to join Virtuan, it's not just about being a developer. You need to know about those solution architecture fields and everything in order to develop a solution using Virtuan and contributing to Virtuan. So next we have cloud native architecture. We are following cloud native architecture. As you guys already know, cloud native applications and designs are the future of software engineering development. So according to IBM, among current adopters of this cloud native model, 53% of applications are cloud native, and 78% of companies are planning to develop their apps in next year. At least one of those applications to be cloud native, because it is the new trend and it is really, really working. Because sometimes in the software industry there comes some kind of technologies which are not more feasible, but this cloud native technology is not like that. It is really, really feasible, and it is really, really easy to develop your applications and projects and all the industry projects using cloud native architecture. So we have Docker. You guys might know about Docker. So you can run anything anywhere with Docker containers. You just don't have to be give attention towards what your platform is, if it is Windows, if it is iOS, or you don't have to worry about that. So you can containerize your applications and you can run it in anywhere, literally anywhere. And we have Kubernetes. So Kubernetes is a system for automating deployment and management of containerized applications. So it is just the one. There are a lot, but Kubernetes is definitely the most popular Docker containerized application management tool. So when it comes to Kubernetes, as I already mentioned, you can scale up or scale down your applications and resources according to the traffic you get and according to all kinds of other external factors. So when it comes to being a software engineer, it's not just, as I already tell, I think I have told it many times, it's not just about being a developer, because you need to have an idea about the whole SDLC process, because you just can't code something and copy paste something and just leave the code like that. You need to see the code in real life. You need to see it in action. So that's why you need to know about Docker and Kubernetes. And that's why you need to choose Virtuan, because I also didn't know anything about Docker and Kubernetes when I came to IIT, or when I joined Virtuan. But we got a really good training in those areas, and I'm like pretty confident in those areas now. And we are using the CI/CD pipeline, so everything is fully automated. So we use GitHub Actions, and it's just a clicking on the generate button, and everything will be automated for you, and everything will get deployed into its right place. And also, so DevOps, we follow DevOps, and we are like we are really about maintaining the quality and the you know that matching into standards and following all the protocols and following all the guidelines which are meant to be increasing the efficiency and the efficiency of the codes and everything. So we work with multiple IaaS providers, because we have so many clients, and those clients have different requirements. So some ask for GCP, some ask for AWS, some ask for Microsoft Azure. So we are using all these kind of IaaS providers, and you will have the great opportunity to learn and work with AWS and everything. I know you can just do a course in Google and course in AWS and get to know about those things, right? But the thing is, you need to see them in real time, because if you are self-learning, you won't have a time to like see them in action and see how things work under the hood. And but if you come to Virtuan, you will have the chance to explore them more and like literally deploy a feature or a solution to those cloud platforms and see how they work. So if you are really interested in learning more and experiencing a full stack dealing with whole SDLC process, Virtuan is your best option. So I hope you guys get a good understanding about the technologies that we use in Virtuan. Sapmal, it's over to you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Shanali. So I hope you will have an idea up to some level about the areas that we are working on, and as well as the technologies and concepts that we are following in each and every area. So finally, I want to share with you a few things about the culture of Virtuan and things you should know if you are willing to work with Virtuan. So I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, Mr. Sapma.
Okay. So first of all, we have two major parts in Virtuan. We have a product team, and also we have several services teams in Virtuan. In product team, we are developing our core platform. The platform is including our Virtuan Studio. It is the developer tool that developers and the other solution architectures and the general customers are interacting with. And also we have several other platforms such as Virtuan Management Portal and Virtuan Runtime Portals and other dashboards as well. All of these are coming under the Virtuan Studio and the platform team. So as well as the Virtuan Studio, we have several code generators. As I already told you, we have different types of generators, backend generators using Golang, and we have mobile generators using Flutter, and front-end generators using Angular and React, as well as some other types of generators to structure your code and to make the skeleton. Likewise, at the authorization and authentication, likewise, there are different types of generators we are building in Virtuan. So all of these are will come under the Virtuan product team. So in here you will have the best opportunity to do research and development in latest technologies. In here every day you have to most of the days you have to do research on the latest technologies. Let's say if somebody is launching a new library that we can template Go codes easily, then we are doing a research about that, see about the feasibility of having it in Virtuan. And let's say there is a new concept of doing the role-based authentication, and we are trying to get it into the Virtuan and provide it to our clients to authenticate their applications easily using that latest technologies. Likewise, you can do R&D and do the development up to the maximum level in Virtuan product team. So as well as that, you have to follow the best practices as much as possible in Virtuan product team, because we are templating the codes. So our codes should run without any bugs when our client drag and drop something, or when he design a software using our tool, and then when he clicks the generate button, all is up to us. We have to make sure that the code will run without a bug. So you should make your attention to detail to make sure that we are developing a flawless code for our clients. So it's a brief introduction about the product team. And we have a Virtuan Services team. All the solutions that we are providing for our clients is coming under the Virtuan Services team. In here, you can closely working with clients. Mostly we have clients around the globe, so mostly from international countries such as US, India. So we are gathering the requirements from them, discussing with them, and using the domain-driven design, we are document their requirement, and then using Virtuan, we are developing their solution and providing the production environment for them as well as the source code. So in Virtual Service System, you will have the experience of communicating with clients closely, how to gather requirements and the requirement verification, and then each and every step in SDLC you can experience under the Virtual Service System, because since we are having smaller groups of since we are using Virtuan, we don't need a large group of people to develop a solution. Virtuan will do all the validations, will take care of all the required parts in the software. You just have to get the requirement correct and do the design as per the requirement. Therefore, we don't need a huge team for time to develop a solution by using few developers, and within a few weeks we can develop a software, large scale software to a production level. So therefore, when we are working in the Virtuan services team, you will have the experience of each and every step in the software development life cycle. So, and also we are following the agile scrum as our project management methodology. So we are having 2 weeks sprints in Virtual services team. You can follow those things, and then you will have a good idea about what is the project management and how we can use those methodologies to deliver a quality product to our clients within a short time of period without doing pre-work. And it will be a great opportunity for you as an intern to get hands-on experience from these things. I think that is a rare opportunity for an intern in industry, because most of the companies are allocating some projects for interns, which is not very important for the company. But in here, Virtuan, you will have the opportunity to work with the actual clients and develop the softwares, the solutions which will go production. So when we talk about the culture at Virtuan, as you already know, we are a startup. So you will experience all the characteristics of a startup in Virtuan. So we don't have any hard and fast rules here. You will be able to work in flexible hours. You can start when you want, and you can finish when you want. We just expect the delivery from you, and we are meeting most of the time. We are meeting weekly. We have our office in Homagama, and as well as these days we are working on. We are mostly working from home due to the situation of the country. So you can enjoy the startup culture to the fullest with Virtual. And as a developer in startup, you will have to wear multiple hats. So it means when you develop a software, you may have to do the QA by yourself, and even though we have separate QAs, you have to make sure that your code is good. Then you have to do the QA, you have to gather the requirements, then you may have to do the solution architect of the solution if we are working on services. Likewise, you have the opportunity to wear multiple hats in Virtual as a developer. It is an opportunity that you can take only from a startup, I guess. So, and also we are a Singaporean company. We are working under the Singapore labor law, and you will have the salaries in USD if you join with Virtual. Not only pegged to the USDs as most of the companies. You will have your salaries in US dollars, and you can keep it as dollars with you. So that's additional benefit that you can have from Virtual. So as an intern, how will your life will be at Virtual, and what are the experience that you can have, and what are the interesting things that you can do? So let me invite Ushan to share some of his thoughts with you. He's also an intern from the previous batch from IIT. So Ushan, it's over to you to share some of your thoughts with your junior batch.
Thank you, Sapal. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course, we can hear you.
Yeah. I am Musha. I am currently third year undergraduate student of IIT, and I will share my experience working at Virtuan with you. So, my internship began with onboarding and training in the after, and I discussed with my mentor on the project aim to complete the during the internship and order to objective. When I was the first introduced to my internship project, I was not sure how we going on to about it. And I had a idea of it, but couldn't go to grasp it fully. Thankfully, we were starting doing things and in the code. Team leader of the project and other team members was always happy to answer my uh, uh, and other interns question whenever we got stuck with things. The fact that we were always collaborating and never left with alone in the project. It was the very good experience pairing with other interns. When I was working on part of the project, one person was sharing their screen and driving while the others and guiding the dividing ideas on what to do next. I had a chance to be in the both side of this collaborative process, and I really enjoy both. I have been thoroughly impressed by Virtuan commitment to the culture and the effort everyone Virtuan put in to make the company and great place to work. And I have a positive impact from the surrounding community. So in the additional to giving back the community, the other aspect of the company culture is including having the good team spirit and the safe working environment where you feel appreciated and taken care of. At the Virtuan, I have found that everyone is very understanding of work commitment, and I faced few challenges during the internship where I had to spend additional time on university-related work, and I discuss my mentor as always be very supportive and understanding if I required additional time to complete part of the internship project. So my experience in Virtuan is has been very extremely positive, and I think I have seen first and how I transparent the company it with not only the employees but it all its customers, and it's truly and it's great place to work. So we are getting ready to open intern roles of the coming fall. So I encourage to join with Virtuans, and I will invite all of you join to work with Virtuan. Thank you. Can you please continue, Sapal?
Yes, thank you very much, Ushan. So as Ushan mentioned, you can have complete experience in Virtuan. If I'm adding few things, each one of you will allocate for a mentor, and you will have a separate mentor for each one of you, and you can discuss about your progress and what are the areas that you like to work in. Likewise, you can discuss all these things with your personal mentor, and he or she will guide you through your internship. And also you will have we make sure that you will have the experience in all these areas in our company, not only a separate area in Virtuan product team, in Virtuan services, as well as the futuristic technologies we are working on, like AI and machine learning, and also natural language processing. We have separate teams for that to make sure that we are giving the best customer experience. So you can, as an intern, you can work on all these teams in your within your internship year. So then we are expecting few things from you if you are willing to join with us. So we want you to be able to code in any language. What I mean by any language is we only expect from you a good understanding about data structures, algorithms, and logical thinking, and all these things. You should be able to catch up with new technologies fast, and you don't have to memorize any code snippets or anything or any language. You just have to understand the problem domain and select the best language or the technologies and then develop it. That ability should be with you. And also you should be a good team player. We are a startup, everyone matters, so yeah, you should be able to communicate effectively with team members, and then you should be able to work alongside with them, help each other. Likewise, you should be a good team player if you are willing to work with us. So, and ownership of work, It means when you have a task, you should be able to take the full ownership of that task and deliver it. You may not be able to complete it by yourself. Then you can ask for help from your supervisor or a colleague. It doesn't matter. You can always ask about the things that you are getting struggle. Likewise, you can take help, but you should have the ownership of your work. You should make sure that you are taking all the required help or the mentorship from your supervisor or your colleagues. At the end of the day, you should be able to deliver your task. That is one of a key uh, skill that it is that we are uh, seeking from you, and as well as the in software industry, it will be a key skill for you if you develop it very well. And we are expecting uh, from that you. So as well as the ownership, the leadership skills should be there. You may have to lead a team even though you are an intern. We are working with a few third-party companies. You may have to guide them, and you may have to uh, enlighten them about Virtuan knowledge transfer sessions. Likewise, you should have the leadership skills up to some level when you are working with Virtuan. So those are the things we expect from you. So if you find this is valuable, and if you really think we are doing a great thing, we are trying to do something great in this industry, you can join with us. It, uh, it should not be only because we are a Singaporean company, or we are giving you the flexible working hours, and you have all the freedom here. Not only for because of these things. You should believe in our product, and you should believe what we are doing is a great thing, and we will do something big in the industry. So you can always contact us. You can call us or email us if you need any further clarifications, any further details about Virtuan or the product. You can have a good idea about that, and you can also ask us if you want to know more things about what are the specific things that you have to do in Virtuan, that you can do in Virtuan. So before you are joining, I hope if you decided to join with us, I hope you will uh, go through our website and all these things to have a clear picture about Virtuan. Because as I already mentioned, this is a startup, so everyone matters. Everyone is we are treating all of you as employees, so all of you will have to take responsibilities, and at the end of the internship, you will have more than enough experience to have a good kickstart in your career. So those are the things we wanted to share with you today.
What is the work we do, then the tech stack and the internship opportunity you will have. So first of all, like, to get into what is Velaris, it is a upcoming SaaS platform, and SaaS is a sector of the IT industry which has been booming in the past decade. As you can see from the diagram, more than 90%, more than a quarter of the industry is full on SaaS, with the cloud taking up more than 90% of the industry. So all this is to say that SaaS is really sort of the future of most business applications. And that is one of the reasons we have chosen this SaaS area as how we are marketing our tool. So what Velaris does is basically
it's a tool for businesses to help them manage their business, not with customers, but with other businesses. So every company would use their own tools, would have their own suppliers, etc. So what Velaris does is help all of them manage all of these customers. And yeah,
Shane.
so Jose has joined in, and I think he'd be better suited for this part than me. Yeah. Hey, Jose.
Sorry,
so
guys.
I actually.
Yes. So where are you in the? Good morning, everyone, and sorry for joining a little bit late. I'm on the other side of the world with a bit of a connection issue, but happy to be here. So yeah, should I take over from here, Shane?
Yeah. Just give a brief intro on the SaaS.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, so basically, I don't know how much you covered, right? But the world is definitely going through some technological changes, right? And we've seen the adoption of cloud technologies in the last year has been huge, and all of the trends are pointing that in the next 5 to 10 years, it will probably represent up to 50% of the world technology, and that's the space where we operate, right? We help essentially cloud-based companies manage their relationship with their customers, right? So we are going in a very, very fast-growing space. So a little bit more about the company. Dilanka, who's my co-founder, he's obviously Sri Lankan, also IIT alumni. He couldn't join today, but he's my co-founder. He's worked in various different, very successful technology companies, including unicorns. Unicorns are companies that have been acquired or sold for more than 1,000 million, so $1 billion. And myself, I've also worked in different companies like Muse and Exponia, which are this type of SaaS companies. We have a lot of IIT alumni. Obviously, Shane, who's here today, right, in this event. Dilanka, IIT as well. We also have Ihan, who was, last year he was the gold medalist, right, the batch top. So we have definitely a very strong, presence with regards to IIT alumni in the company, and we want to continue that way. We have sort of a hybrid approach. So we are a European Sri Lankan company, right? So we have an entity in Sri Lanka, an entity in the UK, and we're based in both places, right? We have teams and people in Europe and teams in Colombo, and we're kind of the first kind of company that is doing this, right? That is actually developing a product. Not that we're not developing services, we're not developing, work for other companies. We're developing our own product, and we're kind of the first company that has this combination. And then lastly, we've been very successful with the fundraising. We raised money last year from very successful entrepreneurs that have, had really successful exits, and which is literally, as we speak, closing one of the biggest seed rounds in Europe at the moment, right? As you guys know, there's a lot of uncertainty going in the markets. Investment has completely frozen. A lot of the startups are really struggling to get financing, but we've managed to actually not only raise money, but raise one of the most significant rounds in the market, right? And that means that the investors are very bullish and very excited about what we're doing, and also what we've managed to achieve in this last kind of 16 months. Perhaps we go to the next slide. Yeah, so kind of connecting a little bit the dots again, with the mission and vision. Ultimately our vision is to bring the customer to the center of B2B organizations, right? And that's, if you really boil it down, right? Obviously, how we do that is by helping, these companies understand their customers better. But what we see is that we don't only want to empower one specific team, to really understand the customers. We want to put the customers at the center of any B2B SaaS organization. We start with SaaS and cloud, and then we want to move to even, kind of more traditional B2B models. And our mission, and it's kind of like the how, right, is by building state-of-the-art products for these B2B companies, right, and enabling them to make their own customers successful. So we're all about helping technology companies and B2B companies making their own customers successful, right, through really innovative products that we build ourselves. Next slide. Yeah. I mean, this is just a little example that, you know, we're very kind of, you know, we're trying to build like a pretty good culture in the company, right? So we were very kind of transparent about the values that we have in the company. This is something that we put together even before we hired the first person, right? When it was only like probably like my co-founder and I, and maybe Shane was already working with us, right? And this is just kind of the traits that we expect our employees, and how we make decisions, and how we hire and how we fire. You know, we haven't had to fire anyone yet, luckily. But these are the things that, you know, we really kind of go beyond the right. So one of them is be bold and own it, right? We're very ambitious. You know, we expect people to be accountable, right, for things, and this applies a lot for the interns. We'll talk about the interns later, right? But what we see is that, you know, we expect everyone to have like a high level of accountability. Good vibes, you know, we're naturally positive. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We like to have a laugh. I mean, yeah, like, you know, the median age in the company, I think it's like 26, 27, right? I mean, I am the oldest in the company, and I mean, I'm obviously very much older than you guys, right? But I'm not that old, right? So it's definitely like a pretty young age company. We like to have fun. When we go to Sri Lanka, we always get together, you know, different things. And yeah, like it's a bit of a different environment, right? We do like to enjoy ourselves, never settle, always, you know, like to challenge the ideas. You know, I feel like the bar is getting higher, and it should get higher in every company as it grows, right? And same with us, you know, like we don't just settle with anything. We like to push the limits and the bar of like the quality of the things that we do. We like to practice karuna as well, right? We're very empathetic, and we like to kind of like be, you know, that kind of like aware of this empathetic aspect with our colleagues as well, right? And the last one is we're better together, which means that we basically, above everything, we work as a team. And again, this really applies to the interns, right? And maybe like in the Q&A, we can tell a little bit more, but we give a lot of responsibility to the interns, and we expect a lot from them, but at the same time, we give them the framework of support, right? They have, you know, the help and the access to everyone in the company, including the founders, including myself. We speak to them every day, you know. I mean, we work with them, right? They're treated as a normal employee, and, you know, they have access to all the developers, you know, and they get mentored. So above all these different values, I feel like the teamwork is probably one of the most important ones at Velaris, for sure. Yes. So, I mean, I'm not a tech guy, so maybe Shane, you want to take this one, but this is essentially the tech stack that we use. You know, you can see the different languages. I feel like we use a pretty modern tech stack. You know, we follow the standards in the industry. We follow the trends in, you know, in Silicon Valley and the startups in America. But I don't know if you want to add anything, Shane, here.
Yeah, no, nothing to add. So the tech stack we actually have here is what we are using right now. It would change in the future, but probably not over the course of an internship. But for the moment, these are the technology we're using now.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what does an intern do at Velaris? You know, they do anything from like implementation of components and the front end, you know, also in the back end. They do unit test writing, automation writing, you know, like a lot of R&D and POCs, like sort of research, you know, and figuring things out. We also like to get, as we're a company that develops products that are going to be used by customers, right? And we don't do services. Like, we encourage them to also speak to customers sometimes. We do a lot of discovery calls with customers to understand the type of things that they need, right? And the type of features that we need to build. So they get exposure to speaking to customers. They get exposure to seeing how we speak to customers. You know, we're very transparent. We record all the meetings that we have internally and externally, and there's a channel on Slack where you can just see them. So that's also nice. You can, yeah, we work in the like integration of other SaaS software. So our system connects with a lot of other systems, you know. Think of other CRMs, you know, payment companies, customer support, ticketing tools, Gmail, Microsoft Outlook, Teams, all these things, right? So the interns also get a lot of exposure in that integration piece, and they get to work with the founders on new feature ideation. A lot of the stuff that we've built in this first version of the product, some of the things and some of the ideas have come from the interns, right? So they get a lot of exposure to, being a part of this whole product development. And yeah, don't expect to just do one thing, right? We're a startup, we all wear different hats here and there, right? So I'm just thinking of the interns that we have now, right? They do a little bit of everything, right? Depending on the moment and depending on the development plan, they get different exposure to different things. So yeah, it's exciting because you would never be doing the same thing for too long. I would say that's one cool thing. So, this is just a little slide to kind of reflect if maybe this is for you and this is not for you, right? I feel like startups are great, but they're not for everyone, I feel like and it's good to kind of be upfront about it. So, who is this not for? So if you like repetitive work, you're very comfortable in companies that move slowly, and you want to feel part of something that is like a big corporate group, you're not very excited about the latest tech trends, and you don't really like to think about things in a creative way, think outside the box. This is probably not for you. But on the other side, if you enjoy working in a fast-paced environment, if you working around young and smart people, right? As I said, the median age is 28, right? That's super young. If you're very ambitious and you want to make a dent in the world, want to get exposure to companies that will change everything, and you are, most importantly, right, willing to roll up your sleeves and work on many different things, then if you fall under the second category, then it's probably you worth exploring an internship with us. And if that's the case, you should send your CV and a cover letter explaining to us why you think that we should pick you as an intern at Velaris. And you should email us at careers@velaris.com. Yeah, and I think there's a last slide there. Yeah. And so just wrapping up this presentation with just a quote that I really enjoyed from a GitHub founder, which says when I'm old and dying, I plan to look back on my life and say, whoa, that was an adventure, and not, whoa, I sure felt safe, right? And I think this kind of encompasses the way that we feel about how we feel about our jobs, our work, our company, right? We like to see it as an adventure. We like to see it basically as the adventure of our lifetime, right? And that's how we like to look at things, right? It's, have fun, work hard, but it's, most importantly, treat it as an adventure and enjoy the ride. So this is a little bit how we'd like to see it. And I had another slide which hasn't been able to make it because we had to change a few things, but it was basically a quote. I'll just read two quotes from our current interns. Last year, so we have two interns from IIT. One is Pasan and the other one is Sheruni. They're graduating. Sorry, they're now on the next year. And they were the first interns we ever had, right? And I asked them to put a quote. I haven't been able to put it on the slide, but I'll quickly read it. So Pasan, his name is Pasan Kotarachi, if I pronounce that well. You can find him in IIT somewhere. And basically saying, personally, I can say that experiencing the dynamics of work in a fast-paced startup company has definitely developed my technical skills as well as my soft skills, from resolving issues to handling new features and improving confidence of myself. And then Sheruni Fernando, who's also, part of IIT, she said, I am truly privileged to have had the opportunity to be part of a wonderful team at Velaris, who constantly supportive, dedicated, and in pursuit of a common goal to give their best. It was an incredible experience working with new challenges every day and getting exposed to the latest tech stack, which also provided me with opportunities to create a solid foundation for my professional career development. So this is not what I'm saying, this is what our interns say, right? And yeah, so we started last year and we had a couple of interns from IIT that had a hell of a ride. They've learned a lot. And now we're kind of looking for the next batch of these really, really hungry interns that want to join us, right? Especially now that we've raised this money, we're going to be growing the company, getting an office and taking it to the next stage. So yeah, that's a little bit about us.
everyone. Good morning to all of you, to everyone that's joined. So to give you a little brief about this site, when you see it at once, you think, okay, it's something, another platform with a lot of jobs in it, and you have to step on and do it all by yourself and all of that. But we have made this product called Careers 360 as a joint venture with Azan Technologies. It's a product of Azan Technologies. Careers 360 is essentially a job site, a job platform. But we are more than that. We are actually an ecosystem to with anything to do with a career, anything to do with your educational, anything to do with your an educational perspective where you want to come and get some help with, what can I do next, what kind of courses that I can attempt if I am going through this field and all of that. So this is where we give you an entire ecosystem, anything to do with a career. So we launched this site for companies to essentially, in the beginning, we realized that there was a little gap with the IT talent in Sri Lanka. So we essentially created this site for them. So to date, we have 60% IT talent on the site. We have around 3,500 students who have logged in, and 60% of them are undergraduates in the IT industry. So Careers 360 is a powerful, user-friendly recruitment solution, and you can find and hire the perfect candidate for the right job. So from your perspective, from the student's perspective, this is why recruiters join us. So we have the eyeball function. Eyeball feature is where companies get to eyeball you and include you to their databases. So what happens here is essentially, when you appointed yourself for a job, maybe like, okay, now Hemas is recruiting, and they're recruiting for a software engineer, and then you go and click on it and you think that you're interested. What happens is your profile goes into their database, and you can also see yourself in the interview process. So if you've been selected, you can see yourself step by step, okay, this is where you are at in their interview process. And also we have the applicant tracking system, which we are introducing in the month of July. And also the companies get to boost their ads, and they have blockchain validated profiles as well. So this is just a little brief about the recruiter's perspective. If I'm talking about your perspective, candidate perspective, recently we've launched a CV consultation and free resume builder. So all you have to do is just go to the site, create a profile for you, create it over 80%, and just click on the free resume builder. You get a free made CV just for you. You can choose whichever templates you are interested in, and this is a professional CV which you can share with your future employers and all of that. So we also have a career advice blog where a few articles are being launched where you can go and check them out. They're really informative. Everything's regarding small quick tips and tricks to maybe how to build your CV, and also how to get ready for an interview. The very trendy ways that are used today are all mentioned in our career advice blog. We also have a gamified referral scheme, which is something extra. This is to get kids to come and join and sign up with us. So it's an actually iPhone challenge. We are presenting iPhone 13 to the winner at the career referral scheme. You can go check it out as well. We are launching next week the recommendations to courses. So which field ever you are in, you get to go and recommend yourself to different courses. And if you have any questions, we recommend certain courses that you can try out. We have partnered with some universities who will be delivering these courses to you in the future. We also will be launching the mobile app, which will be more convenient to you around June end. So some of the companies that have been with us for some time, Hemas, Brandix, we have Demo Motors, our parent company, Ceylon Bank, Dialogue, IFS. We also have Nestle, 99X. So these are few companies that are on board, and we have around 85 companies who have logged in with us and are actively recruiting at the moment. We have many internships that have opened up on the site. All you have to do, I will be briefing further individually when we have a chat about how to sign up on the site and fill it and make your CV a more attractive CV to the companies that are on board. So this is basically essentially about how the site works. Hopefully you could join us in a room and we could talk to you about how to get yourself enrolled, and any other questions can be answered. So everyone, this is the brief on how the site works. Hopefully you could join us with towards a little quick chat later about how to sign up at Careers 360. Thank you, Randall. Thank you, everyone.